lineup until Mick and Sean came. And when those two came in, that was like the icing on the cake. I mean,
will you guys give us a little feedback on Sean? I mean, Sean came from a unique thing too. He was a touring Banana Convention member.
oh yeah,
Big time local monster bass player. He always has done his own thing.
Yeah.
How did that come about with you guys?
Well, I think Mick, you got a hold of him, right?
Yeah, him and Steve Myers worked together for Michigan Music, was it, in Midland?
Yeah.
And those guys knew each other, they're buddies. Well, Steve was going to move a Mid-Michigan Music, go into business for himself in the old town gym across the street from, well, where the Forney was, on Hamilton and Saginaw. Yep. They got that going a little bit, and I took a guitar. I had this one that I like to play all the time. That's in my hands at home all the time. It's an Epiphone Wildcat. And it wouldn't stay in tune. And it wouldn't stay in tune, and it wouldn't stay in tune again. And I took it over there, and I knew Sean and Steve knew how to work on stuff, and took it in there, and they had them work on it. They had it for a couple of days, and I had just agreed to join you and Neil.
Yeah.
And I asked Sean if he was busy, if he wanted a gig. He said, yeah. And then, yeah, I'll think about it. And I told Rob about it, and Rob stopped by because he works in Saginaw on a Fashion Square Boulevard. And he stopped over to the store and met Sean, and that's how we got.
Yeah, I literally didn't know the guy at all.
Right.
I mean, I know we played a show together one time when he, like, both two different bands. It was when I was with the Abbey Road Project, the Beatles thing, and Banana Convention played the same show. I didn't even know him or whatever, but I just knew the first night he ever rehearsed with us, I was like, oh my God, what awesome. I never worked with a bass player of that caliber. For a young guy, he's an old soul, you know, and he just brought something totally unique, and he just, he made playing drums fun for me again.
Yeah.
You know, and we just locked in, you know, and we do to this day. I mean, just hard to describe. And
you
he's
knew
such a brilliant songwriter
when
too.
you saw the Banana Convention that the rhythm section was happening.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, as a musician, and that's what I noticed. He was a lock, you know, in that band too, and you knew it, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was either, really, till I finally met him after I'd seen their group a couple of times. Matter of fact, they opened up for Foreigner at the Pig gig one time, some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They went on before Foreigner, but yeah, he's a real good young talent.
He got to do a show. Jeff Jans was putting on the singer-songwriter nights here at Modes last year.
Yeah.
And he invited him in for one night, and I was there helping Jeff set up the recording. I had to leave early, but it was a pleasure to see him, and him a little bit nervous to perform his own songs that he wrote.
Yeah.
And I was excited for him because it's like, dude, you're really popping out here.
What did he do that night?
I wasn't there. I ended up having to leave. I had to help Jeff set up the recording that night, and I had to go get my kids. But it was cool to see him and his little. Like, it was a different vibe. And usually I see him with a band all the time, you know. And it was, he's like, man, I don't know. You could see he was a little uneasy that night.
It's so interesting, the way, I mean, no two songs are alike with him.
And I think your record really reflects that. I mean, you guys got a solid album, but with the vibe is just, it goes perfect. It's a good listen. It doesn't stall you in one moment. It keeps on rolling. That record.
Back in the day when you listened to an album, it was an experience from first to the last song. And that's, to me, the last CDF record is like that. It's just, like you said, it's a vibe, and it ends with a huge lesson in love. Actually, I want to mention, too, that Mick's brother Tony sang on that last record too.
Oh yeah.
That was really fun to have Tony in the studio.
Yeah.
And we had other people, like we had Scott Vandell, who, oh my God, you know, he's like our area's Jeff Beck.
Steve Cropper, Jeff Beck, whatever you want.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
The studio cat.
He got to play some songs. Andy played on some. Who else do we have in there? I think that was it.
Yeah. One thing I want to say about Sean's songs, I love how they come together too. You know, after we get done with them in the studio, it's like, damn, I'm glad we did this.
Uh-huh.
You know, seriously, I mean, some of his stuff really shapes up. You know, I mean, I like how the seam and that one of the first tracks on the new record.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then this last song that we recorded.
Yeah, he's wrote a new one called Avram, and another one called Old Town.
Yeah, Old Town.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but
I can't wait for the world to hear these songs. They're just brilliant, and when we do our normal huge vocal, the one song, Avram, we do this really cool vocal thing. And Andy, oh my God, he's so brilliant. He took Mick and I both sang 2 different harmonies, so we got Mick and I in 4-part harmony singing this vocal track, and then he doubled that. So Mick and I end up sounding like the freaking London Bach Choir or whatever. Yeah, it's so cool. I can't wait for you guys to hear this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do we have a release prediction?
Andy's just had surgery this week,
right.
as you know. He's doing good. I guess everything went well. And then as soon as we can get some dates in there, we got music ready to go. We got songs started in the studio that we got to finish.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would, if we really go at it, I mean, probably by spring, easily.
I should think. Cool. And plus we're going to have, if we get in there every month between now and then, we're going to have more than enough songs. We might even be able to dump a couple that we don't like.
Right, yeah, have something saved for the next time. We'll probably...
This is probably the first podcast we've had where we're hearing more about a new record coming out than the past stuff. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot going on with you guys.
I'm so excited for this next one. It's so cool.
Well, I'd like, maybe you guys could kind of share with our listeners, as putting out independent records, how do you do it? How do you get your music out there now so that people can hear it?
Well, I mean, first, the last record, everybody's like, we want a CD, we want a CD, and a lot of people don't. Even you, I remember I wanted to give you a CD, or it's when I did a show with you or something. You're like, dude, I don't listen to CD. I don't even have anything to play a CD on, So, and everybody's like, we want that. So we got CDs made, and then everybody's like, well, I only do streaming now or whatever. So,
I do have a CD player. Julie gave me the one you gave for me, and I have it in my car. My car's old. So
okay.
I have a CD player in it, but
Sean is like our, he's younger than us and more technical than us, and
media savvy.
He's more media. That's a nice way to say it. Media savvy. So he handles getting all of our stuff out there. But right now, the last album is on every digital streaming.
DistroKid, which is the main one we use.
I think isn't that what he used, right?
That gets you on everything.
Yeah,
we're on Bandcamp for your. If anybody's on Bandcamp, just to pull in bigger funds.
Yeah, we didn't do a Bandcamp, but we were on the DistroKid.
Yeah, for sure. That's the best.
And the CD is available at Cashman's Comics, in case anybody wants to buy it.
That's a good thing to point out. You have all the Savior Machine CDs?
I do. I have all the Savior Machines there. I have the Crush Tones stuff there, too, which is another band I'm working with now that does original music.
Is that with Tommy Towns again?
Tommy Towns is
coming back around?
Yeah, I'm working with Tommy again, and they got a hold of me and asked me if I wanted to play a couple shows because they had fired their drummer. And I'm like, I don't really want to be in 2 bands. I don't like that situation.
You do work like every day of the week at your college.
I do. I work 6 days a week, yeah. And even when I'm not working, my brain's there. So, but I played the couple shows, and that was supposed to be it. I'm like,